So hi everybody. Thank you for joining today. My name's Adele McDaniel, and you probably already know this, but I work with resident services at Housing Catalyst. Our guest speaker today is Eric Wayne. He's the senior customer success manager at Esusu, and he'll be sharing more about what Esusu does and how you can sign up. We have a little bit less than an hour today now, but we'll start with more of like a presentation from Eric, and then we'll also have time for questions, as I said. And if you'd like to type your questions in the chat, feel free to do that, and I can read them out. But for now, I'll pass it over to you, Eric.
Awesome. Thank you. And thank you for kind of the introduction. Uh, like Adele said, I am with Esusu, and our main kind of goal is to help give credit where credit is due. Arguably, your rent is arguably one of the most expensive things on a month-to-month basis. And so when you're paying your rent, again, no different than if somebody was paying their mortgage, should get credit for that. And so we understand that, the root of over 45 million Americans may be credit invisible, which means they don't have a credit score or a credit footprint. And we just thought this is a great way to support those residents that are paying their rent on time, to help them build their credit score or establish one if they don't have one already. What's really cool about what we do is Isuzu has a no harm model, which means we only report positive rent for you. And if you do miss a month, we don't report anything negative to the credit bureaus, and therefore you should typically only see an increase from us. Take a quick pause there just to see if there's any initial questions. Cool. And how you can sign up is super simple. You can sign up through just reaching out to our support team at rentsupport@isusu.org, and I'll put that in the chat as well. The other thing is that your property managers may already have flyers available out in common areas that'll give you instructions on how to sign up. The other way you can sign up is through the Esusu app. And the Esusu, oh, thank you, Adele. The Esusu app is free of charge. There is two kind of tier models to it. Again, one is a free of charge service. And what that will look like, and I'm just going to share my screen really quickly here. 2 seconds. Um, and again, apologies. I am a bit under the weather, so if you hear my nose sniffling, I do apologize. But I hope everyone can see my screen. But like I mentioned, the Isuzu app is free for you to sign up. You need to put your basic information. It is going to make sure that the property is currently onboarded with Isuzu. So again, while you're at these properties, you shouldn't have any issues signing up. If you do, please reach out to myself and I'd be happy to look into that for you, or the rent support team. They usually will help resolve any concerns. And then, of course, if they can't, they will reach out to me to get things sorted. But the Susu app is really cool because not only can you track your credit score, but you can track your monthly payments and then as well as see different things within the app that can support you. Here is a kind of a snapshot of our of that service where you can see on every month that you paid, you kind of get a little tick, so you can make sure things are posted correctly on time for you, and that you're getting your rent positively reported. On top of that, Asusu has different offers. So say for example, you got some kids and you may be short on rent this month and you have to decide between, putting food on the table or paying your rent on time. I grew up, moved to Canada when I was like 7, and we really had nothing coming here. My family just really wanted the kind of a new future away from the motherland, and we really have very low income to no income. We would sit, I remember, kind of on the floor around a box, and we would choose between either, fish or vegetables during that time. what the Find Help program is really helpful to do is you can just put in your zip code and it's going to find resources from communities around you that can help and support you. They'll tell you what time they're open, what days they're available, and then they'll also tell you how many times in a month or in a week that you can visit for the service. And they'll provide things like fresh produce, fruit, food of some sort. They can help with bus fare of getting to work. So many cool things that community has kind of come and support those ones in need. And you don't need to call in or book a reservation. It'll tell you the times that they're open, and you can really just go in there and get what you need for yourself or for your family. So again, I just thought that was a super helpful tool for the communities that are around you. And then we have other things like financial coaching, um, education through Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. And so a lot of cool resources that you can utilize. If you have a car already, as an example, we're partnered with Caribou. So as you're building your credit score, you can refinance your car loan with Caribou at a much lower interest rate. Now, it seems like it's kind of, I got to do this, I got to sign up, I got to do work. But really, like, as you're building your credit, you deserve to save money. You deserve to put more money in your pocket. Um, as your credit score improves. And so again, just really cool partners to work with, and they're all vetted by Esusu with the same mission in mind of helping residents in need. Take a pause here. Don't be shy to ask questions. I have the chat open. But yeah, please feel free to to ask anything. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah, please.
So, on the Caribou reduced car payments, does it help find a car with a good interest rate for those starting out?
Yeah, that's a great question. Caribou has done a lot of different things as of lately. I can definitely double check on that. I know right now, currently, they were focused on re being able to refinance
Okay.
your car. So if you were paying, let's say, 8%, $900 a month, because if your credit score is improving as you're paying your rent on time they can maybe find you like a 6% and refinance that same car. But that's a great question to see if they can help you look for a car at the lowest rate possible. But I'd be happy to find that out and report back.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course, that's a great question. Cool. Um, so yeah, so those are kind of a couple ways in order for us to help you through our partnership here. Um, Yeah, what else can we cover? I'm gonna stop sharing the screen here. Um, it's important, obviously, just to know again, we have a no harm model, so that means we only report positive rent. But in order for us to report, we do open what we call a trade line. This is an industry term for an account created in order to report to the three major credit bureaus. And unlike some services, we do report to all three, which means we report to TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. And we know that's important because sometimes when you're applying for a loan or a credit card of some sort, they may be only looking at a specific vendor. So that's why we report to all three, so that no matter which one they look at, you should be able to have an increase due to credit reporting.
I have a question. If somebody is to sign up for this, would they be able to have like a 2-year look back, or what does that look like if they've already been a resident and paying rent for the last 2 years?
Yeah, that's a great point. So yes, if you've been living at this property for the past 2 years and been paying your rent on time, we're able to do what we call a 24-month look back for you. Of course, Colin, like you mentioned, if you just moved and it's new, it'll go back as far as 2 years, but if you've been there for, let's say, 6 months for instance, it could report up to like 6 months for you. So again, you might get that kind of initial boost right off the bat um, for living there and obviously paying your rent on time. And then just to add to that as well, I know some of us have kids. So if your kids are legal of age, you can put them on the lease and they can all get positive credit reporting, even if you are the sole person paying for rent. So for kids that may be at home, going to college or school of that sort, or just working, and they need a way to build credit, to get a credit card or a car loan or anything of that sort, it's just good to know that while you're living at these properties, again, if your child or roommate or anything of that sort is on the lease and legal of age, we're able to actually report those individuals as well, up to five members per household.
That's amazing. I have another question if that's okay.
Yeah, of course, please.
Okay, perfect. I feel like the lease might say if you don't pay by the 7th of the month, you will be considered late, and have like a late fee. Is that the same with how you report it, or is it like on the 15th? I'm not really sure.
Yeah, that's a great question. One, I was thinking of the same, but I was always worried because obviously, whatever, your property manager says on-time payment should be, that's what I want you to pay your monthly payment to. But the credit bureaus does consider any time within that month to be as on time. So, even if you can get it a few days after your deadline, you will still get positive rent reporting there. So it is very beneficial to ensure that you pay your rent on that month, even if maybe fall a little bit behind and are a little late. You can still get positive rent reporting.
Thank you. I
Yeah,
have
and
another
thank you.
one.
Yes, I
Um,
love them. Please.
Thanks. If you know how you were talking about the resource center on the app, um, say you're having a hard time like being able to pay rent and like having food and all those other like necessities, are there things that Isuzu also offers like financial support or anything like that?
Yeah, that's a great question. So Asusu does have a secondary kind of partnership with a stable home fund. I think that might be what you're referring to, Kathy. Currently, right now, with the Chafa partnership, I think they are limiting and holding off on certain properties and certain rollout. And so that is something that is potentially going to be available for your residents as long as we get the green light from Chafa. But
Okay,
yeah,
thank
great
you.
point. Yeah, thank you for flagging. What we will also have, though, while you bring that up, Kathy, is we will be rolling out, and soon you'll see it on the app as well, called Esusu Pay. We're partnered also with a firm. A firm, if you don't know that name already, is if you want to buy like a microwave or something, they give you kind of monthly installments, or they break out these installments for you in order for you to be able to pay kind of on time. And so SusuPay and Affirm will be rolling out in the app. It'll be under kind of a executive feature. So again, what this will look like is it'll be able to split up your payments and basically allow you, again, if you maybe do a shift work or you get kind of paid on odd weeks and you never know if you're going to be able to kind of pay on time, you can apply and they will be able to guide you through the process and ensure that your property manager gets your payments on time and then work with you through either, bi-weekly installments, monthly installments, or things of that nature. The program, because it's an exclusive program, it is, I think, 29.99 a month for that offer in the app. But it is something that you don't have to subscribe to on a yearly basis. If you need it that month, you can subscribe that month and then cancel it the next month. So that is a support there for that for those that are in need. Um, but that will be rolling out probably at the end of March here for the residents. That'll be something new.
That's really cool. If the payments say they're broken up after like 3 months, would you have to subscribe for 29.99 for the 3 months, or would it just be like the one time you
Yeah,
took it?
it'll be the one time you take it, and then you can unsubscribe. But I think if you do have the subscription on, it'll tell you and make it easy to kind of access through the portal, of course. But yes, you can unsubscribe as soon as you apply for it, and then whether you're approved or not, then you can decide to unsubscribe if you wish.
Perfect. A few
Yeah.
more. Sorry. If anybody else has questions, just go. Oh, yeah, Esther
Yeah,
does.
Esther.
Sorry.
Esther.
So you're talking about the two different aspects of the app, the financial ed resources and that list. Does anything have to be paid for besides that $29.99, or is everything else free too?
Yeah, that's a great point. So everything else is currently free. The only other item that is going to be included in the 29.99 will be a one-on-one financial coaching. And so they're rolling that program into the exclusive offer, and that will allow you to meet with a financial coach, plan, ask questions, get credit education, and they can guide you through kind of a plan on a step by step. They offer, it's through Operation Hope if you ever want to look them up. But they offer obviously group sessions as well as one-on-one services. And the lady there, I can't remember her name now. I want to say Catherine, is super nice and super friendly. And we've met her multiple times, and she's very educated and really has cool stories to tell.
Awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you. I was wondering if it would be helpful and possible to um, for you to share your screen and for us to see exactly how to sign up, or is that only available on the app to sign up
To sign up for
to,
the
for the rent reporting?
oh yeah, the rent reporting. Yeah, of course. I can definitely share. Give me one sec here.
Thank
Yeah, of course.
Let me know if I need, yeah, I think you have sharing permissions already.
Yep, I got it. I'm just gonna pull up the slide here. Sorry. So yeah, so there's two ways, of course. One, you just sign up through emailing rent support at esusu.org. You just say, hey, I want to opt into positive rent reporting. Or you can just say rent reporting. And our team will ask you probably what property. So if you include what property you are, what unit you are, they can go ahead and get you and get the ball rolling. What it'll look like if you haven't seen it yet. Sorry. Uh, alrighty. Okay, let me just share this one quickly first. Do this full page. Um, so if you haven't seen a flyer like this might be, available if you ask your property manager. But basically, it kind of gives you a little description of what we do, and how we do things. And so again, it tells you you can just sign up by emailing rent support at esusu.org. If you have the app, I'm going to pull up the little app video. And that's just here. Okay. Oops. Let me, I'm just trying to make this bigger here. Uh, okay, let me just share this. Sorry, I'm trying to share multiple. That's one. Okay, Let me just make this bigger. Right there. Okay. Let me play it back. I'll just play a little video on how the Esusu app is there. Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Is it playing sound
I
for
We
you?
can't
can't
hear
hear
any
it.
music. No.
No? Okay. Let
Mhm.
me. That was what I was always scared of, when I have to share something. Content only, background, side by side. Oh, share sound. There we go. All right. Zoom audio device.
And if it's
So,
easier, we can always send out a link to the video at a
yeah,
later.
I can definitely send that over to you as well. Is the sound working? Yes? No?
I
No.
don't think
No?
I can
Okay.
hear it. No.
Um, Okay, but basically, yes, if you go through the app, it'll just gonna ask you your name, basic information. It'll ask you for, your date of birth, and social security. This is our way to link to Housing Catalyst to make sure that you are indeed located at their property. The reason for that is again because if you're located there, the service is free for you. Of course, if you're not, then there is a fee. And so again, you can sign up for free, and that's the reason it's asking you. From there, it'll have a rent section, and I'll just ask you if you want to opt into the program. And so you should be able to just select opt in, and then therefore you'll be kind of enrolled in that service. They typically ask if you have an email to input that as well, and they can send you a confirmation number.
Awesome.
Uh, yeah, sorry that this video isn't working, but I will send it over to you, and then I'll have all kind of the services and stuff as well. Um, and then, of course, if you go to voice at Esusu dot, I think it's voice dot Esusu, it will give you like an FAQ as well, but I'll send you on how to sign up and how kind of things work, and that'll have you a step by step on doing it.
Awesome. Esther?
Esther,
So I'm wondering, is this a Larimer County specific program or is it the state of Colorado?
that's a great question. I know we're rolled out on a large portfolio of housing with Housing Catalyst, and a large of that is in Colorado. Um, but I think it's who signed up. But mostly, yes. Mostly to answer your question, most of Housing Catalyst as Colorado region should be included.
So specifically to Housing Catalyst, you don't work with any other rental properties or
Oh, we do. We do. Yeah, we work with everybody kind of across the board, not just in Colorado. We do
oh,
this in California, New York, Texas, like all. But yes, for this Housing Catalyst is mainly in Colorado is the region that we rolled out in.
okay. I have
So
a
is it
friend who
through?
I'm sorry, Adele.
No, go ahead.
I have a friend who manages a property in my last town, and
Okay.
we haven't ever heard of this, and so I that's why I was asking about statewide and Housing Catalyst specific because this would be a great program if it was something that she could look into as the management and bring it to her upper
Yeah.
part. I'm sorry, I'm losing words, but you understand
No.
what I mean.
Yeah.
She
No,
can't
No.
make
that's
the final decision as a property manager.
Yeah, that's super cool. But yes, you're right. We can do this kind of across the board here. We're actually currently reporting over 1 million residents on this current date. I think it's 1.3 million. So
Wow.
we do work with a lot of renters, a lot of property managers, a lot of clients across the board.
Okay. And one of the other motives for asking that question, if we can get her on board and I go back 24 months for a look back, I got great rental payment history, but I just moved to Fort Collins recently under Housing Catalyst.
Hey, but this is a good time for us to build a new,
Yes.
partnership with Housing Catalyst, and we'll start reporting those payments for you, and it'll be a very exciting venture here.
Yes.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I just wanted to confirm on that note. I think you said this earlier, Eric, but when folks sign up and it could look back 20, a full 24 months, but it's really only looking at like the time that somebody has lived in a housing catalyst property, right? Is even if you as a Susu partner with, another property, but it's not housing catalyst, that wouldn't be included in somebody's look back. Is that true?
Yes, that is currently true in the state in the sense that we're looking in your Yardi system in
Mhm.
order to pull that data. And so, without being able to confirm where they were coming from, we wouldn't be able to report them elsewhere. What will be really cool, that is up and coming, and I don't want to spill all the beans, but is that Asusu will have it, what we call an Asusu passport soon. And what that
Hmm.
means is, again, Esther, like you've been a great paying resident, you've been paying your rent all on time, and I'll basically track in your Asusu app. And then when you go to the next property that has Asusu, they can basically scan it, and it's just like a pre-screening saying, hey, like this person has paid all their rent on time, they have this kind of credit score established, and blah blah blah. And so that'll really give um, you some support in getting into a new place and things of that nature. So there is going to be what we call an Isuzu passport, and then that will follow you in terms of your rent and your on-time payments and things of that nature.
Awesome. That's exciting for when it's
Yes.
available. Super exciting. I was gonna make one more clarification and then maybe stop recording so that anybody who wants to ask their question not on the video is welcome to do that. But just
Yeah.
to clarify one other thing, I think you also said it before, but um, if somebody doesn't pay their rent on time for 1 month or something, because you do positive reporting, it's just sort of like reported as no data or like not going to negatively impact somebody's credit if they sign up. Is that true?
Yes, 100% correct. If you miss a payment, it'll show up as a null, so it'll just show up as zero, and we won't report anything negative for you. And then I should mention, you are able to opt out of the program at any time as well. You just reach out to rentsupport@asusu.org, and they can go ahead and remove you from rent reporting if that is something that you wish to do later on. The only time that you will get opted out of the program automatically is if you are more than 3 months delinquent or more than 3 months behind. This is just our way of working with the credit bureaus. So again, nothing will negatively impact. They will just close the trade line. And then you'll need to wait 6 months before you can opt back into the program, assuming that you are in better standing during that time.
Awesome. That's super good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Great questions.
And
I'm gonna,
Eric,
oh, go ahead.
for clarification along those lines, didn't I hear you say as long as we pay our rent in that month? So example, if I don't pay till December 29th, it's not late for Isuzu to report it as on time because it's in the month of December for December rent.
Correct.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Great
Awesome. I'm gonna
points.
stop the recording now, and then anybody else who wants to jump in for questions, please feel free to do so.